humans of the internet. Welcome to this level 15 interview with Kit, who plays Morwen in our Gallant Horde. Morwen has just hit level 15 as we're recording this. We will be releasing this before her next game, which is what's your
February?
next? Do you remember which game it is?
I think it's the rescheduled Kraken.
The Kraken game. Okay.
Mhm.
Yep. So this will go live then. So things have
Mhm.
probably changed
Right?
between then and now. But oh
As they
well.
do.
They do. That's all good.
Yep.
Um, so we just wanted to have a bit of a chat with you about your experience so far and about your character and see if you have any secret gossip you would like to share with the class about Morwen. Um, Morwen is quite an open book, I feel, but you never know. People often have secret gossip. So let's start with you, Kit.
Okay.
Um, Tell me a bit about your, I guess, background with D&D and how you found the Horde and how you ended up in this insane community that has happened.
Yeah, this community is amazing. So, about 1983,
Oh,
when
wow. Okay.
D&D was still very new. I'm old. I was 21.
I was 4.
Okay. I had a boyfriend who was a manager of a game store.
Hmm.
And he was really into D&D, and he let me create my very first character, which was a Tabaxi fighter named Tabitha,
Nice.
and played her off and on for a couple of years. And just over the last 30 plus years, I've been playing games I've Pathfinder and
Yep.
GURPS and, just many.
GURPS. Did you say
Yeah.
GURPS? What is
Have you not heard
GURPS?
of GURPS? I
I
don't
have
know what it
not.
is. It's like a conglomeration of all the RPGs that you can kind of do anything. You could do sci-fi, you can do
Okay.
heroes,
GURPS.
anyway. I've
Cool.
played a lot of different
Sure.
role-playing things because it's a lot of fun.
Mm.
And I was on the Gilmore's
Hmm.
Glorious Goods Facebook page, and because where other artists go and post things,
Yep.
and it was like, hey, and I've been on so many Facebook pages looking for a game, and they always want somebody who's 20, or they want some,
Yep.
you know what I mean? They like nobody wants to play with Granny. Granny's cool, you know? So
Yeah, I don't. I,
uh,
I have no such restrictions.
so I
Anyone
was
can
like,
play.
I was like, oh, okay. Oh, and this is just, one shots. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. I'll get my foot in the
It's a
door.
really small time commitment, I thought to
Right.
myself.
Yeah. That was how it
Cool.
started.
Well, I am glad you found us.
Me
Um,
too.
can you talk about what, I guess, what it has become for you? Because for me, it's become a very different thing to what I thought it was going to be. And I think that has been true for almost everyone.
Well, I stay in my room a lot because in my house it's very small and there are lots of children and pets and
Hmm.
noise and things. And so I just stay in my room and I work. So it's gotten me connected with people that because of the pandemic, I didn't see my book
Yeah.
club friends. I did. So this has become a community for me more than I could ever imagined.
Mm.
That I wake up every morning and I'm like, all right, what are they doing? What are they doing?
Yeah, I do that too.
I got 700 messages. What's happening?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Cool.
I mean, I have friends all over the world now. We play games outside of the
Yeah.
Horde. It's amazing.
It's pretty crazy.
Your energy
Um,
just draws all the lovely weirdos.
I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Oh, it is. It is.
I love
I'm a
the
lovely
weirdos.
weirdo. So yeah.
Um, So as far as a game goes,
Mhm.
it's a very different format to a standard D&D game because you
Yeah.
have that character development and the character
Right.
arc stuff, but the actual games played are one shots. Like that was the concept, was that people
Yeah.
could then step in and out as they wished or as their lives allowed, um, and be as involved or invested as they wanted to be. And that's kind of still true. Like we still
Yeah.
have people who play in the one shots who have very little interaction in the Discord RP
We're
stuff.
slowly reeling them in.
We are, you're not wrong, but there are still some of those people who
Yeah,
are,
and that's
you know,
fine. Everybody
and
at their own level.
that was the whole idea, really, was that it allowed people to choose their level of involvement.
Yeah.
Um, so what is it like for you as a player to play in that kind of weird format that I've made up and continue to tweak as we go?
It's really freeing. It's a sandbox for me, even in the chats. Just
Yeah.
what's happening, who's there, depending on who's in whatever area you decide to pop up, it could be a completely different conversation,
Hmm.
and I have discovered things about my character in the chat and in the games that were not there when I
Yeah.
created her. You know,
Which is,
she's gone full dimension from one dimension.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, that
Absolutely.
is a D&D thing, though. You often
Yeah.
well, I certainly find that you often discover your character as you play them.
Yeah.
Um, all right, let's talk about Morwen.
Okay.
How did Morwen end up here? What was Morwen's motivation in joining the Horde? Why did she, how'd she end up here?
So she was kind of an outcast because she grew up in an elven community, and the dragon ancestry was, not celebrated as it
Yeah,
should have been. They thought she was weird. And then a dragon attacked her village, and they're like, "Oh, you're a dragon, so you're probably bad." And
sure.
she kind of grew up in a library, just, with books. Does that, sounded like a fun place for me to be.
I mean, I
And
think,
so, yeah, so she's like, I'll just go to all the different libraries and see if I can figure out what this thing was, and maybe I can do something about it, and then maybe they'll like me, because they didn't like me, you
yeah,
know? So that, as a young, like,
yeah,
20-ish something, that's when she started her adventure.
hmm,
But just staying in the library is not learning very much.
sure. So how did she end up in the Horde?
Um, she saw the flyer and said, "Oh, I can get powerful quicker.
Hmm.
I can get gold to buy equipment that I need, or what, so she just decided it was a shortcut.
Hmm. How's that working out for her?
She could not care less about that village and that
Yeah,
dragon.
found family, right?
She probably shouldn't have cared then, but it was all
No.
she knew.
Yep.
And the only way it affects her now is because that was a red dragon, and the first time she saw chaos, it freaked her
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
That's the only connection, really.
Yeah. I feel like Morwen is a perfect example of the concept of found family, because she has come into this place thinking I'm going to get powerful and blah blah blah, and
Mhm.
instead, well, as well as, I think, because that is
Yeah,
happening,
yeah,
but she has discovered a family and a home and a fiance.
yeah.
Like
That
it's,
happened.
yeah, there's a whole like thing happening there that is probably not what she expected at
Did
all.
not expect that, and I
Mm,
expectly did not expect it from where it came from.
mm,
That I was surprised. I wasn't gonna go on that. Here's a secret. Kit, was not gonna go on that trip to Meloda because I kind of invited myself on the first one. And
oh
I'm
yeah.
like, let them just have their fun. I don't need to tag along. Chrissy and Mike have a thing. I don't need to jump on that wagon. And Jen was like, somebody likes you. And I'm like, they what now? So that was an accident.
So Morwen now considers Mellowed a home.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
She's part of the
Um,
tribe.
so is her intent to go back there
Yes.
once she's completed her contract?
Hmm.
Um, what I guess what am I trying to ask? What is Morwen's opinion? Because Morwen is privy to a lot of the bigger information
Yeah. Mhm.
about what is going on with the lady and what she's
Right.
trying to do and all that jazz. So what is her, I guess, opinion of that? How does she feel about the lady and what she's trying to do?
She was fine in the beginning. It seemed just kind of generic quests and stuff. And then when the Dryad one happened, she started questioning, like when the animals were attacking, that
Yeah.
felt weird to her. And and then when she had that moment in the Feywild where she almost died,
Mm,
and then the lady responded with the periaptive wound closure, I was like,
mhm.
oh, you know what I mean? Like I understand she's on a different level, but when we make her aware, she changes her
Yep.
behavior. You know what I mean? So I've seen her just do these jobs for me. You don't need to ask any questions to, oh, you almost died? Oh, Morwen, does that cost you to cast that spell? Here, let me. Those kind of things
Yep.
just, making Morwen more and more loyal to, and I want to go home. So I understand now her
Yeah.
wanting to go home.
Yep. It's
So,
interesting because that has happened very organically for me. Like when I first created her, I didn't even know who she was. Like I was just
yeah,
like, she's this big powerful person. And then when questions started coming out, I was like, okay, I've got to work this out.
yeah.
Um, and then when I came up with the Titania's wand mission, I was like, okay, but what if she was Titania?
Really? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's so
I
cool.
was like, what if that's what's going on here? And that's where it all came out of
Yeah,
was the
I love it.
like this concept of who she is and what she's trying to do and
Mhm.
why she's trying to do it. And then I like retroactively explained the arena and all of that stuff in the context of this story.
Yeah,
Um, but it's her own growth from being this like I'm just this super all powerful person. I don't give a shit about these dumb mortals.
yeah.
To actually caring about them has been interesting for me because that wasn't part of my plan at all originally. It just
Well,
kind of
I
happened.
I thinking it's one shots, I rolled Morwen up randomly.
Mm.
What's her race? What's
Yep,
her what's her class? What's,
yep,
just
yep,
oh, backstory, there was dragon thing, she whatever. You know what I mean?
yep,
And then I
yep.
started talking to people and they're like, "So, where are you from?" And I'm like,
And you've got to
"Where
spin it up.
I'm from a library." and
I think,
and then we went to a smutty bookshop. I'm like, "Yeah, I write smutty books. That's a thing that happened." You know what I mean? I just
yeah. Oh, that's great. So is she mad that Kanan took off after? Has she got all the information she needs for her
she's
Kanan
got
book?
yeah, she's I
Okay,
looked to see how long she's been working on that, and it's a month in real time, so I'm sure
okay. She
she's
has what
got
she
plenty
needs
of
to finish it.
stories. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I don't know if she will, but she has what she needs. We'll see.
Um, do you? I guess in terms of the Horde, Morwen has become obviously very involved with a lot of the
Mhm.
people there.
Yeah.
Um, who are the people that you sort of feel particular affinity for, I guess? And follow-up question, is there anyone you really dislike? By you, I mean
Ooh.
Morwen, not
Morwen,
Kit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is, okay. So, Naya, of course, was my first friend.
Yep.
She's walking around talking to everybody, and then Chrissy and I became friends, so that, and
There's
then
not a lot of
Jen,
difference between Chrissy and Naya, let's
right?
be real.
And Jennifer Zinkala was, like, right on her trail, so I've
Yep.
been hanging out with them since the beginning, and then I met Mike in another game and said, "Oh, you should come check out the Horde," so
Yep.
Artur. Brew is just
I
my
know.
weird little
Everyone loves
cousin that
Brew.
I just
Yeah.
and I have, like, I have my Rianth and Murmur and Coldness, who's breaking my heart right now, and, I
Hmm.
have my little group that I kind of hang out with that it's really cool. And then there's Elena.
Oh, Elena. She's so
She's
misunderstood.
she she goes off on her own, and she acts like it don't stink, and I don't like that. And
Yes.
I wanna have a conversation, so I've just been kind of pushing it to the side, and when that opportunity comes, because Morwen doesn't like to fester, she wants to be like,
Yep.
"Hey,
Yep.
this is not cool." So when I get that opportunity, I will.
Bless. Poor Elena. Nobody understands her.
I mean, I'm willing to hear her side. I just haven't got to that point, and I'm willing to listen. But if that's the only problem,
Yeah.
Why do you
It's
go off on
funny.
your own, and why do you talk shit about us on missions?
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
It's funny because Elena was the catalyst for so much of the story.
I know.
Because she was the first one who was like, "Yo, what are you trying to do?"
Yeah.
Like that questioning that like, "I don't understand your motives. What the hell is your problem?"
Yeah.
Like thing that she does is the whole reason that this all
Yeah.
developed. So
With the
it's interesting
regulators
because
and that whole
from a
thing that
yeah, from a story point of view, she's central like
central.
to a lot of it. But the result is that a lot of people are like, "What the fuck is up with her?" It's just who she is.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Anyway,
we just need a conversation. That's all.
mm,
It's all good.
it's going to be interesting when she reappears. Um, is there anything that Morwen is, I guess, hoping to get out of this? Well, this is sort of two part. When Morwen joined the Horde,
Yeah.
obviously you've said she was looking for power and the ability to deal with this dragon.
Yeah.
Um, a lot has happened since then. So I
Yeah.
guess is there anything that Morwen is still hoping to get out of this experience before she hits that 15 missions end of her contract thing?
Um she wants to be strong enough to handle chaos, and she also has the motivation to help the lady get home now.
Mm,
That's something that she cares about now, that's like on her to-do list. She has like the books that she's writing,
yep.
and get married, and kill chaos, and help the lady. I mean, that's kind of her.
Yeah.
Get some more pow pow. That's her list of stuff. She's all
she's
over the place.
she's very hard on her sleeve. I feel like that's a Kit thing though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Morwen's like that because Kit is like that.
I do not do secrets very well. So when I'm in that group, I'm like, oh, can't tell anybody that you know stuff. Yeah.
What a great. Um, do you have a favorite Horde moment? You can answer either as a player or as a character, or even both if you
E-
like.
Okay, so as a player, the booty call was like my favorite, and it was totally not
Yes,
planned. I was
that
gonna
was
be
pretty
like,
great.
my lady, I would like to visit home, and my pervy mouth just came out and said that. So that wasn't planned.
That was pretty
Um,
great.
and a game moment, I really loved counterspelling that lich. That
I
was
didn't.
I that game. Oh, just
It's pretty
playing
epic.
Harper's mother was like so. As a mom,
Yeah,
a young
yeah,
lady, that was very emotional for me. So I really loved it. But also the Talantes that we just did yesterday.
yeah.
I did not expect it to go with eclipses on that. I did not expect that, and
I was so happy with how that
I
game
was
went.
so happy with that. And I was just like, I can use my wings. I'm so excited for this. Like, yeah, just
It
like
was an
helping
interesting
her
game.
see her wing. Yeah, I have a lot. Like the first game, suggesting that we go in a spiral. I felt so smart. Well, I'm a seasoned player. I know how this works. So they all have something that I love about them. You know,
Do you have a favorite? If you had to pick just one mission you've been on, what's your favorite?
Probably the Lich.
The Lich.
It was
It was
6,
insane. It was
almost
intense.
7 hours of
Yeah.
dungeon crawl, emotion, role play, character development. It was like a classic in real life game that
Yeah.
hit all the check marks. So that was amazing.
That's cool. Um, is there anything coming up that you're particularly looking forward to?
Oh, I feel like you just put something up that I wanted to. I need to look at the. Oh, the lycanthrope.
Oh yeah, the Lycans
And when you
Hospital.
when you told me the child's idea, I'm like, even more? Because I
Yep.
think that's really cool. I
My
like
10-year
werewolf.
old came
Yep,
up with that, so it has a lot of 10-year
yep,
old
yeah.
flavor.
Uh-huh. They haven't
Mm,
steered us wrong yet.
no, no. It's going to be interesting because it's
Yeah.
probably not what any of you are expecting.
Well, that's been almost every game so far, you know? So that's I like being surprised.
it's not always easy to do. I'm
Yeah.
always happy. Like the anti-magic thing was amazing because
Yes.
so many of my tricks have been anticipated, and that one none of you anticipated, and I was just like, yes.
Mm. So my
As I
so
watched
my
the panic appear on everyone's face.
I have this crossbow. I guess I could shoot it. I
It was perfect. Made me so happy.
right? Yeah.
Because it's very difficult to
I mean,
surprise
yeah.
like people who've played
Harper and
D&D for a long
Bumba,
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a powerful team that we
Yep.
had. So,
And yeah, people who have played D&D for a long time
mhm.
know the format, so and they know
Right.
the spells and they know the
The
monsters, so
tricks, yeah.
it can be very difficult to pull something out of the hat that they don't see coming. So
I
I was
also
very
love the
pleased with
Holly
that.
Fants. So many.
Oh yeah, they were so cute.
They're going in
I
the story for sure.
as you may have noticed, I have a fondness for tiny cute creatures.
Yes, yes. I love it.
There are a lot of tiny cute creatures in my world. Um, is there anything we haven't done that you are like, man, I wish we had a mission about this thing?
No,
Like I tried to cover a lot of bases, but
yeah. I don't have like particular monsters or scenarios that I kind of like to try to solve puzzles. I'm not as good at them as I used to be. There's a little couple of Swiss cheese holes in here that didn't used to be there.
I should let Adam do some because he loves making
I
puzzles.
used to have a really, really good memory. And now I'm like, what did I say back then? But I still like I love to do crossword puzzles
Yeah,
and I love
mm,
figuring things out.
that could
So
be fun. Cause
anything that
it's
we yeah,
yeah, it's not something I'm
decipher.
particularly good at, but Adam
Mhm.
is very good at it. So
Okay.
I could just enlist him
Right? That would be fun.
to do that. Um, cool. I will put that on the list. Um, is there anything about Morwen you would like people to know that hasn't come up? Because I know most players have stuff about their character and they've got to wait until it appears in the story.
Yeah, it appears for her when the moment happens.
Right.
I she's very much a work in progress. And
Yeah.
so everything that we've learned about her has happened either in game or in
Mm.
chat
So it's kind of
because
organic.
yeah, it's very organic and I just how would she respond to this? Like this, you know?
Mm. So you're a pantser, like me. I'm a pantser.
Yeah, because if I write a big long backstory, it never comes into play.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've learned not to do that over the years.
Fair
And,
enough.
30 plus years, I just wing it. And now I have wings. So it's working
There we
for
go.
me. Mhm.
Clearly,
This is the first time I've had a sorcerer get this far with wings. So I'm very excited
it's
about
pretty
that.
great.
Yeah.
I think this is another thing that's fun about the Horde is that you do actually get to hit those high levels
Hmm.
with
And get
the
this
format because with campaigns often you just don't like keeping a campaign
right.
going long enough for that is often very difficult. So,
Right.
but this is a bit different and the like speed leveling aspect of it is quite
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. I like it.
Cool. I don't really have any more questions, I don't think. Apart from saying thank you for being part of this. It has been a ride.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm very grateful for it because it is so much more than I ever dreamed it was going to be.
Best therapy I never had to pay for.
So yeah, thank you for being involved and for sticking with us long enough to get to level 15. Five
So
more
exciting.
missions,
Yeah. 5 more.
and then Morwen gets to retire to Meloda with her
Yep.
husband, with her fairy boy.
Yep. Just research a lot.
Uh huh. Write some books.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So this will go live before your next mission,
Okay.
um, which is the Kraken. We said so.
Think
That's like February or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So yeah, we probably a lot will happen between now and then if the horde
Hmm.
is sticks to type.
Right.
But
A lot's
but
happening right now, so.
yeah, but yeah, so we will make this live in at that point. So if you're watching
Okay.
this live on YouTube right now, you should immediately, once you're done with this, pop over to Twitch and watch Morwen in her next mission and see if she can catch a kraken. Because that'd be great.
Probably. She's got dominate monster now.
That poor
Oh,
kraken.
I shouldn't have told you.
Oh, like I mean,
But you're like, you don't know.
yeah, yeah. It's like assuming that Jamie's gonna fly whenever Hela is anywhere.
He's so jealous.
He's great. All right. Thank you for being here and being part of the Horde. Thank you to everyone watching for also being part of the Horde because we couldn't do this without an audience. Well, we could, but it wouldn't be as much fun.
Nearly as
Um, and yep, we will see you over on Twitch to catch a kraken shortly.
much.
Bye bye.